No, I can plant. I just don't have, sprinklers yet. My backflow valve I've been working on. So fun. I just love it. Maybe.
State. Did you know that? They opened up gardens and yards to show you.
Oh no, how fun. Good morning, how's Christy?
She's walking up very gently.
You are walking a lot better. All righty. Well, let's do some yoga. It's time to start. And I turned the air on because the heat was on.
It's pretty fine here, Debbie. Is it too cold? Yes. I can't take my jacket. I turn it down, turn it off. You too? Ooh.
I'm cold.
A little warm. You're cold too? Okay. Well, it was piping hot, and it was too hot. Too hot, so it was. Okay. This isn't hot yoga. Oh, all righty. Are we doing okay? Any other than ribs? Hips, back.
I think I fractured myself off. That's what's bothering me now.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't. I asked the physical therapist if he could adjust it. Whatever it hurt so bad. And it's bruised and black.
That's not, if it's bruised and black.
Oh, yeah. I think it's fractured.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I got the bruise.
I know, we're getting old in this class. Yeah.
Did you get for teaching us old folks?
No, I love teaching you. Well, okay, let's do some movement. We're gonna make sure that everything moves, okay? We're really gonna find movement that really, hang on, I just need to get my toes showing.
She painted her toes.
No, that's not wild. So they can see it. Okay. I'm just having about 50 thoughts at the same time. Change, do this. Change, do this. No, you should do this. Do this. So we'll pause for a moment, let my brain settle, and it always helps. So close your eyes. Sit up as tall as you can. So does that just kill? Do you want a softer bolster?
No,
So just before we start, does movement like this hurt it? Shift side to side on your sit bones. Lifting. You able to do that? Okay. It looks like it, and I'm not seeing a grimace. Okay.
it just kind of always hurts. If we stand up, that's what's bad. Move certain movements.
Okay.
Do me good.
Well, then we will, and I told you last week, we will be doing more standing balancing. How were you, if you remember, I should text you on Thursday. How were you on Thursday after class last week? Do you remember? Okay. Because I liked that we did so much standing. I feel that was very beneficial for us to strengthen our ankles and that kind of a thing. Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes. Hands can just be on your thighs. You don't have to tuck your chin, but don't have the chin up, right? Just look straight forward. See if you can, in your mind, you may not have ever seen a spine, the vertebrae stacked one on top of each other. But I think there's been enough pictures around that, you know, it's pretty like, oh yeah, that's what's next. Oh yeah. And I'd like you to feel the seat, the sit bones. Okay, the tailbone actually will be a little tucked under most tailbones. I guess there's a few coccyxes that stick out funky. And then, and when you find that, you're just gonna try and stack vertebrae on vertebrae. You'll have a little bit of a curl to the back of the body, right in the low back, and you'll also have a little curl right here in the neck. It's not meant to be flat. In fact, if you take your chin down to your chest, you will find that it flattens that curve. And so when we spend too much time here, yeah, and or maybe you're an in-bed reader with the pillow behind, right? So stack that, fill the shoulder blades, go ahead and just like we did our sit bones, just kind of move them together and away, and together and away, and feel how those are just sliding up and down on the rib cage. And then go ahead and stop. Come to where the neck is. Take one of your hands and just put it behind the neck and make sure that you've got just the slightest little curve. And then you can actually take your hand. You should be able to feel both these bony protrusions. You can just put a hand right there. You can, I like to do my third finger and the palm of my hand here. And then I'm just going to try and lift up with my hand. It's not, if I really pull, it's going to slide over my hair. So it really isn't. It's just that little bit of length. Take an inhale. And then on the exhale, will you just try and feel as if you've got a great big belt, maybe a corset, and it's just got tightened. So use your own muscles to squeeze the waistline. We're going to work on this with everything we do today, is try to find that little bit of a squeeze that really isn't anything other than the feel of a belt around your middle, the midsection. And then go ahead and just release and come back down. Notice that as you stop pulling and you come back with your hand down, you can feel actually gravity kind of settle in a little bit. It is natural, it is normal. We are constantly pulling against gravity, right? So beautifully done. Notice the breath. Notice where your mind goes. Did it go to, oh my gosh, how long are we going to sit here, right? Did it go to, okay, I'll see that when I get home. I need to, I need to make sure at the store, I'm doing dinner for so-and-so tonight, make sure, and So your brain is meant to do that. The thing that's beautiful about it is it only can think of one thing at a time. So what we do is with the breath, with the inhale and exhale, we bring it back to, oh, whoops, I'm in yoga right now. We don't judge it. We don't think, you stupid idiot, you should just stay here. You're so dumb. No, none of that happens. You just bring it back. Nice and gently. Hi, hey, you're back again. Thank you. And take a breath. And when we watch that breath, that really does keep us centered. So we're going to do box breathing. We've done it before, okay? I'll talk you through it. Let's start with just a 4-count inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause. 2, 3, 4, and let it go. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pause. 2, 3, 4, and keep going. Inhale. Up the side of the box, exhale. Across the top of the box as you hold. Sorry, I said exhale, you did. And then hold at the bottom. Let's try and get that right with my mouth, right? Inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale or hold, 2, 3, 4, and hold, and exhale. Holy moly, 2, 3, 4, and now hold. 2, 3, 4. Yes, my brain is out today, or obviously my mouth not working. And then just breathe normal. And exhale. And every time you were counting, you were here. You were present, you were right here with our body. So it's easy to bring that thoughts, right, back right into here, right into where I am. So it's kind of a challenge, but it's kind of a fun one to just, what I did when I was first learning is I put a timer on my phone for I did it for a minute once to see remember the breathing on the sides. And I've done it like every 10 minutes, just where's your brain? The timer would go off and I'm like, oh yeah. Oh, I'm right here. Okay. And then off you'd go again, right? And so just noticing, just really trying to pay attention. The thing we're going to pay attention today is we're going to do this with the box breathing, okay? As you inhale, you're going to try and lengthen. As you exhale, you're going to try and feel that tightening. This will be really good for your ribs. It's the muscle. Does it hurt to just squeeze?
Not yet.
Not yet. Good. So it's not like we're doing crunches, right? And we're doing all this ab work. But this is valuable ab work. As you exhale, you are tightening. There is a squeeze to the belly, to the rib cage. You can even feel a little bit of maybe a pullback as if they were pulling corset strings. It's not going to take you like this that I imagine it had to be when they were holding onto the bedpost, right? To get those corsets tight. But it is just this hug, and then you release it. And then you hug again. And what you're doing is you're training the very base layer. The very bottom layer of these muscles is called the transverse abdominis. It starts here on the back, it wraps this way, and there's a little sheath here that it hooks into. And that's what we're doing. And as we tighten that, and then we release it, and we tighten it, those muscles are working all day long. Tighten it, and then release it, and tighten it. So, go ahead, I will take, the layer's a little thick. So, come and just put your hands right here. Let your fingers not quite touch, but almost, like if I reach them, they'll touch, okay? Inhale, watch. It lifts up. There's a definite pull apart, and then exhale, tighten. See if you can tighten enough that my fingers cross. I'm not moving my hands. I'm tightening my rib cage, tightening my belly. So, hands again, inhale. Exhale, tighten. Yes, good stuff. Inhale. Hold. And then exhale. Tighten, 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 tighten. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Tighten, 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 tighten. Hold. And release and breathe normal. Okay. Roll through your shoulders. So that's just a really valuable tool to have because it engages all the way around. Right? Go ahead and roll through those shoulders. They're tight. Okay, yeah, just find range of motion. Breathe as you do so. Pull them back. Do both at the same time. See if you can get them as high as your ears and back down. High as your ears and back down. Up by your ears and back down. Beautifully done. Take the palms out. Elbows are in. Okay. See if you can just turn them in. Thumb's going to come all the way down. You will feel the shoulder want to roll. Let it roll a little. And then pull it all the way up. And it goes back. Take it forward. Let it roll. Take it back. Now leave it back. Take it forward, leave it back. Feel the work in your shoulder, open, back up. Take it forward. Yeah. Open it back up beautifully. One more. Take it in and open it back up. Nicely done. Go ahead and just lift one arm up. And bring it back down and lift the other up. It's gonna get your rib cage, it might get your shoulder. You have to rotate arms. Come back down, go up, there you go. Now, just go over. Come back up. Let the arm come palm up all the way down. You're gonna feel right across the front of that shoulder blade. Go ahead and pull the thumb towards the back of the room. Yes, and then come forward. Big, big circle, big circle. Go up with this arm. Take it over, be gentle. Yeah, find that stretch, beautifully done. Come all the way back up. Palm is facing up as you come all the way down. And then thumb goes back. Yeah, feel that work. Beautifully done. Take a breath. Can you tighten as you exhale and release? So even when we're doing shoulders, we're going to try to find that breath. What you want is you really want to have the inhale and the tighten. The inhale and the tighten. The inhale, right, and then tighten that core. Okay, lean forward. Put your hands on your forearms, on your thighs. Tuck your chin so you're looking at your hands. And then reach the crown of the head forward on an inhale. As you exhale, will you tighten the waistline here? It's just pulling back. Inhale, release it, lengthen. Exhale, tighten. So we're inhale, lengthen, exhale, tighten. I'm hoping by the end of class that your belly and your rib cages go up. We've worked today. Yes. Inhale, lengthen. It happens. Good. Exhale, tighten. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze the belly together. One more, inhale. And then plant the hands and just do your cat-cow. So it opens and it closes. And it opens and it closes. The inhale is here. The exhale, go ahead and tighten as you pull back. Inhale here. Because our spine is meant to do all of these movements. Open and close it. Pull back with back. Open and close. Two more. Open and close. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, tighten. And then come back to center. Go ahead and see if you can be gentle with this, Larry. If you can you're going to shift in your sit bones, but you're moving through the rib cage. And then reverse that. Go the other way. And I always feel a little awkward, right? That first couple. Okay. And then go ahead and let's take our feet wide. Out to the side. I like to lift up and make sure I'm seated on the sit bones. I'm still feeling those. Knees are going wide. Hands are just on your thighs, okay? And you're going to do the cat-cow here. Inhale. Exhale. Push into your feet as you pull back. I'd like you to feel inhale. As if you're going to tighten, but also somebody's pulling my back. Yes, Christy, beautiful. Open, yes, and curl it back. You're going to feel your tailbone tuck under a little bit. You should get into these groins. Open and close. Open and close. Inhale and tighten. Inhale and tighten. Hold. Sit straight up. See if you can move side to side. just, hips will shift a little. You're gonna feel like you're lifting a little, but push into your feet to do so. So push into your feet to lift as you move side to side, finding some range of motion and release. Now I want you to squeeze your buttocks muscle, your glutes. Squeeze them tight. Notice that it tucks the tailbone under. Release the squeeze. Lengthen the spine. Tighten the buttocks without letting the tailbone tuck. Try to just tighten the muscle. And then release. And then tighten the muscle. It's your rear end. You're just squeezing it tight. And release. And squeeze. And release. Beautifully done. And walk those legs back in. So when I do that, do you feel like you've worked your rear end? Okay, good, because we want to feel that. Okay, go ahead and just shift. It's like you're walking, but your feet aren't working. It's just your rear end. So come, we've done this before. You're just shifting. Okay, don't let it be just your arms. Move your hips. Let them move on your chair. Sometimes we can do this, and it is great exercise. Even if walking is painful or we can't walk, we can get some of it here, okay? We're swinging the arms. This will help your cardiovascular, okay? It's not the same as walking and running and playing and working, but it is of benefit, okay? And then pause. Close your eyes. Notice the tingle down your legs, okay? Maybe you get a little tingle up through your belly and rib cage. Go ahead and take your right ear to the right shoulder. Tuck your chin. Take it to the left shoulder, ear to the left shoulder. Tuck your chin. Take it to the right. Now, when it's at the right, will you just turn the chin down? Getting that stretch, and then just nod it. You want to stretch it, but you also want to just love on it. And then come back to the ear, and come back to the chin down, and come back to the other ear. As you're over here at the other ear, turn and look at the floor, finding that beautiful stretch there. Fabulous. And a little bit of the nod. It's just kind of massaging. When we do it this gently, it's massaging that muscle. Go ahead and come back to the ear. Come back up. Tuck your chin. Pull the shoulders towards the back of the chair as well as down the back. Pull the shoulders down. You're tucking the chin. This is stretching through the neck. And then bring the chin back up. Let's do shoulder blades. Grab your strap. We're going to go, it's there. Can you see it there? There you go. Okay. Now, I want you to be really careful with your ribs. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Bring it over. Okay? Bring your hands through. You've got yours doubled. That would be like way a lot of work. Okay, so it's almost like you put a shawl on, okay? And then you're gonna reach down and grab so that it's behind you. You're gonna pull the arms forward and you're gonna pull them back. It's gonna be there on the shoulder blades. Pull it forward. Now, when you pull it forward, grab about a foot shorter. Pull. Do the same thing with the other hand. Grab about a foot shoulder and pull. There we go. Now open and close and open. Okay, you should be feeling a little bit of tension as you open and close. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Open, breathe, and close. Inhale here. Now, okay, bring the elbows on the inside, bend them. Pulse, little pulses. out to the side. Bend the elbows and straighten them. Bend and straighten. It's not this. It's bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Bend the elbow and straighten. Bend the elbow. Come in. I want you to grab the strap this way. Thumb facing up. Come in. Grab the strap. So I went from here to here. Thumbs are facing up.
You can slap me in the back of the head, aren't you?
Push out and in. Bend those elbows. Elbows are coming clear in. Bend the elbows. Bend your elbows. Bend your elbows.
Bend your elbows.
Oh,
Yeah! He's like, I am. Like, you're not. It's okay. Bend and pull. Bend and pull. Bend and pull. See if you can tuck your chin. Bend and pull. Lift your chin. Bend and pull. Tuck your chin. Bend and pull. Lift your chin. Bend and pull. Let's have the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Come back. Hold it. Just come back to center. Woo! And release. Ooh. Just roll through those shoulders. Massage them out, right? That's a lot of work.
You don't notice it until you quit.
I know. A lot of times we'll feel it before, but when we finish, you're just like, oh my goodness. So find big arm circles. You can totally do it here, okay? If that's going to be better on your rib cage, to not lift it really high. You can totally just do a shrug. But if you can do this just works it a little more. Yeah, you're not doing it on the rib side, right? And then the other arm, big circles, as big as you can make them. You can bend the elbow if you need to. We're gonna go back to that first side, go forward. So that instead of going backwards, you're now going forward. Yeah, stretch. And then just kind of do this. Forward and back, and then come forward with this opposite. Working through the muscle we worked, taking some of the lactic acid, that's what that burn is, right? And then just here. Forward and back, forward and back. Beautifully done. Fabulous work. And then pause. Maybe you need a little bit. My neck needs a little bit more stretch after working those shoulders, which means that when we work the shoulders, we also work the side of the neck, okay? Be okay with your body needing, it's like, oh, I need to do this. When you have that thought, stop and see if you can do this. If you're working in the yard and you have a thought, I should stand up and stretch. I really believe that that's our spirit telling our mind, but sometimes we go, I gotta get done. Or I gotta go play pickleball, right?
Oh, you're the guiltiest.
I'm the guiltiest. You know that about me. So it's always one that we've got to say. So I just have to tell you about yesterday. Monday, I ended up teaching 2 back-to-back classes. Aggressive classes. That's not true. I didn't teach at 6. At 6 I did. At 8 I taught, but they were both in the hot room, and then I got up and taught early Tuesday morning. I came home Tuesday and I'm like, you are so tired. I said, you know what? You need a nap. So I listened and I lay down. When I woke up, I'm like, oh, it must be about noon. I have slept. It was 2:30. I had slept for 4 hours. And then I started to feel guilty. How dare I? Oh my gosh, you had so much to do. Why?
You shouldn't feel guilty.
But you shouldn't.
No, your head has been enough.
Oh, I slept just fine. Yes, I slept just fine. Go ahead and put your strap back up. So please, please, listen. That's yoga. Yoga is connecting that and then doing. Yoga is not just recognizing it and then never doing it. Yoga is going, I haven't done my exercises today. I didn't do them yesterday. Maybe you should do them. And I think the spirit, the uniqueness, our individuality, the universal, whatever you want to call it, right? It's trying to get through and say, listen, okay? Let's stand up, okay? Come around to the back of your chair. Okay. Lengthen the body. Find that length. Just really let it stretch. Bend those knees, reach through. Can you feel the back of the legs? Right? Bend the knees, let them bend so that you can reach. Now, you're going to try and inhale, lengthen here. As you exhale, you are going to tighten, okay, the waistline, the rib cage. If you know how to pull the pelvic floor towards your belly button, you want to do that as well. Okay, and release. Inhale, lengthen. On the exhale, pull the pelvic floor down to the belly lifts up, the rib cage lifts, you're tightening, and then you're going to release and lengthen, and then go ahead and walk all the way down. So you really want to try and find that tightening all the time. You really look for that to happen. Tighten. Now, the pelvic floor, that's kind of weird, okay? If you've had babies, it's similar of a cable, okay? And we learn to do those, okay? You really are, and men, it's harder for you to do it, but it's doable. But the whole base of the pelvis is a muscle, and it looks similar a little bit to the diaphragm. The diaphragm muscle, it goes like this. The fibers all go in so that it can contract up and pull down. And our pelvic floor is the same way. So you want to try, I try to think of this. This is my Debbie analogy. Come like you've got a crochet hook. It's going to come through your, kind of at the back, right behind your belly button. It's going to go down. It's going to pull up that pelvic floor, and it's going to try and pull it up to the belly button. You're like, what? So you're really feeling almost like a jellyfish would look. You know how they float like this? Mm-hmm. That's what we're wanting that pelvic floor to do, is come up and down, okay? It is, you're like, Debbie, over my head, I don't get it. That's okay. Okay, but as you start to, on your exhale, pull the belly and the rib cage in, the pelvic floor is attached. It will join. And so you're going to try and think of that. So think of, you're going to come back to here. The inhale is lengthened. On the exhale, start with the pelvic floor. You will feel your sit bones pull a little bit together because the muscle is shortening or lengthening to go up. Belly tightens, rib cage tightens, and then exhale, release it. Inhale, and on the exhale, pull it in. See if you can get a hold, and then exhale. Let it go. Inhale, hold, pull, exhale, release. Inhale, hold as you pull, exhale, release, and let it go, and come back to standing. So, that's something, it's very subtle, but you're just going to give it a try. How's that rib cage?
It's okay.
It's okay. No, listen, that was a little intense for it. Inhale. Huh? It hurts your tailbone to pull the pelvic? Ooh. Yeah, I would say you've probably got a little fracture in that, baby. Breathe. So guess what? I'm not sure that's the best exercise for you right now, Christy.
Oh, I turned it down a second time.
Okay. But you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale. Come back. Notice that we didn't do any when we've done this. Go ahead and round through your spine. We haven't done any of that hold in before. That's a little more subtle energy and subtle work. Come all the way back up. Inhale. Exhale. Walk it back. Inhale. Exhale, going around through your spine. Inhale, bend the knees and lengthen and walk it back in. So how does this feel on the tailbone, Christy? Is it okay to do, or is that painful to move it? Okay, we're not gonna do it. We got some injuries, okay? It's not worth doing because if you've got a crack in the rib, a crack in the tailbone, any muscle movement, that's why the rib hurts so bad, that's why the tailbone hurts so bad, is anytime we move, we breathe, we're creating expansion, okay?
I'm okay.
You're okay? Joyce is like, I'm ready to go. Okay, stand on your left leg, okay? Pick up your right. Roll through that ankle. Go both directions, and then bring up forward, okay? You might want to come around to the side of your chair. Just move your blocks forward. We'll go back to our seat in just a minute, okay? And then you're going to take the knee out and back in, knee out and back in, knee out and back in. And then take it out and lift it up, up, up. Try to push down on the foot. Notice if you're going to the outside edge, try to push down with the whole foot. Up, up, come back, up, up, come across, up, come over. Yeah, we're fatiguing a muscle a little bit, and then put it down. Walk it out. Woo! Nicely done. Okay, is that okay? Okay, standing on the other foot. Okay, so Larry, you changed halfway through. Do the left leg. There you go. Standing on it. Hold the chair if you need to. Just take it back and roll through your ankles. Beautifully done. Then bring it forward. Okay. And then take it out to the side. Yeah. And then you're going to lift it. And lift it. And lift it. And lift. Doesn't have to go high. Take it in. Cross. Across the body. Take it back out. Take it back in and release and shake it out. Okay. Good stuff. Really good stuff. What I love to watch is your standing leg. You don't even think about that much, do you? You're thinking about all of this work going on here. I love to watch. Does it go like this? But all of you had that. Just solid foot standing. That's wonderful work. Inhale, come back behind again. Stretch it up. Exhale, plant the hands and just go back and find a stretch, a gentle stretch. Bend your knees. Take some deep breaths. Beautifully done. And walk back in. Okay. So I am thinking that the very best thing for us to do today it's hard for you to sit. How's lying? Is that okay? Or even worse?
Probably not.
Probably not good. Okay.
I'll put this down.
No, we're gonna just come back to your seat. I'm sorry, you'll be back on a seat. Okay? We have to adapt when we're injured. We really do.
I don't want to affect everyone else.
You're not. You're not. Let's grab a block. We can do some intrinsic work with our blocks. Go ahead, and I want you to put it in between. It's not going to be all the way to the floor. It's going to be in between on the ankle bones. Okay? And then on the shins. And I want you to squeeze the ankle bones. So if it's up here, The ankle bone's down here. I want you to feel it on the ankle bone. So, but can you see how there's a lift off the ground? So bring it down so it's on the ankle bone, okay?
Yes.
Is it really? Is it above it? I think it's above the ankle bone. I don't think your ankles are that high. Take it down just a little. There you go. Squeeze the block.
I can put it on the floor.
No, I don't want it on the floor. Okay, so it kind of is like this because the ankles are right. So squeeze that. This is great leg work, okay, without really doing much. But you can feel that movement. When we squeeze our ankles in, it pulls us in, okay? I don't want your knees to go wide, but I want you to try and just widen the thighs. Just try to widen the thighs. Hug the ankles in, squeezing that block. Okay, I don't know about you, but I start to feel this work, this work, this work. It's also my ankles. And then go ahead, grab the block, release, and feel the work, okay? And then go ahead and just stretch and bend and circle. Do both legs. Circle, bend, in and out, in and out. Now bring it here. The exact same thing is happening. Feet are on the floor. It's not right on your knees. It's a little bit above, right? Squeeze the block. Just squeeze it as hard as you can. Notice your feet, okay? Try to find the inner edge of the foot, both the ball and the heel side, and then can you spread your toes wide, okay? You're not like this, right? The feet are right below the knees, and you're squeezing in, but then you're trying to take, I feel this all the way through here. See if you can notice your tendons on the top of your feet. They're working because I'm trying to do this and go that way with my feet. It's fabulous for your ankles. And then release. Move the block. Can you feel that the feet and ankles have worked? Okay, good. Stretch it out. Plant the
I
heel.
think this one is long, those two, the ones that are up in my hips.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I would agree. Okay, stretch it out. You're going to pull the toes back towards your shin. At the same time, push into the heel. This should work the calf. It will work here. You'll get a little stretch in the calf. Now, I want you to feel as if you're trying to push a gas pedal forward, but it's not moving. Okay? And find that work and then release. And notice the work you've done in the ankle and the leg and the lower leg. We kind of forget those sometimes. Take this one out. Plant the heel. Spread through the toes. Pull back. The toes are coming towards the shin, but my heel's pushing down into the mat, right? And then you're just going to try and find that gas pedal, push forward, but nothing gets to move. Everything, and that engages clear up into the leg. This will help with our balance. It's strengthening our ankles and the lower leg, and release, and then roll through. Beautifully done. Okay. Let's go ahead and put a block down and put one leg up on it. Okay, move it a little forward. So slide it forward so that when you're on this edge, okay, so slide it even a little more forward so that you can put your ball of the foot on the edge. Your heel, because you're up on the ball of the foot, your heel isn't going to reach the floor, but I'd like you to reach it to the floor and find the stretch in the calf. We just worked. Ooh, Charlie horse. Yes. When you have those Charlie horses, that's muscle that it's saying,
That's why.
that's muscle saying, What are you doing to me? You've not done this. I'm not prepared for this. So you're just pushing the heel down. Go ahead and come up. And then just push the heel down. Come up. Push the heel down. Come up. Push the heel down and hold. Breathe. I'm leaning a little forward. It just puts a little more weight on the leg for the calf to stretch. And then release. Go ahead and take it off and wiggle through that hip. Make some circles, both directions, and then move that just across to the other leg. The ball of the foot's coming on it. Push it a little forward. We don't ever want this knee, when we're working it, to be tighter or smaller than a 90-degree angle. Put the ball of the foot on there. Toes are reaching. Push the heel down. Just find the stretch on the back of that calf. And celebrate the fact that there is sensation there. And then go ahead, up you come, and down you go. And up you come, and down you go. And up, and down, hold it down again. Breathe. You can lean a little forward, put a little bit more weight right over where that lean is. Find the stretch in the calf, and then release. Roll through ankles. Find range of motion, roll through the hip, both directions. And then just go in and out with your feet. In and out. In and out with your feet. In and out. In and out with your feet. In and out, and hold them still. Beautifully done. Shake out the legs, okay? We're gonna do just a couple of little twists. I feel like we need to do that with our spine. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let one hand come here. Oh, grab your blocks first, because I don't want you to lose the hug of the legs, okay? The block is in between the knees. The hand comes across the thigh. The other hand holds onto the chair, and just revolve, just gently. Be very gentle. Be very gentle. Try to lengthen the spine, tighten the waistline, tighten the rib cage, and then gently release. And then go side to side a little, and then come to the other side. Hold on, and then twist the other direction. That's right, barely. You know what, Larry? No, you go the other way. Did that one already. Hold right here. No, other hand. No, other side of the block. Go to the outside of the block. Yes. And just use that a little. That's all you want to twist on that one side with the ribs. Open through, stretch and reach. Tighten the waistline. And release. So that inhale and the tighten is actually going to be one of the best things for the ribs, because it's not going to move big, but it is a subtle use of the muscle to just hold that in, okay? So it should help. I'm not sure with our injuries where we want to go. Okay, we can work individual body parts. So we'll start with the feet and we'll work our way out. We'll do Shavasana in a chair, because it's going to be better for two of you to do that. And that's always good. So planted, right ankle. Okay. So I want you to push into your foot. Try to spread, push down into the block, okay? And then you're going to lift the toes. Lift the heel, lift the toes, lift the heel, lift the toes, lift the heel. Now, with the heel lifted, turn this way. Just turning on the toes. So the toes are, heels up in the air, the toes are on the block. The ball of the foot's on the block. Yeah. Find that open, and then see if you can come, find it close. Push down on the inner edge. So you're letting the knee come side to side. We're working into the hip. This could be similar. This really isn't windshield wipers because we're not moving the whole spine, but it's pretty fabulous for our hip sockets. Okay? And then release. Notice what you've done. Notice where you feel the heat, maybe the tingle of increased blood flow. That's what's so fabulous. Okay, go ahead and slide it over. Plant the foot. Okay, push down. So there is some pressure pushing into the block, into the floor, right? Beautifully done. Go ahead and just lift the toes. But there's pressure on the block. Push and lift the heel. Lift the toes. Push and lift the heel. Lift the toes. See if you can get it to work all the way up your leg because you're pushing so hard. And lift and push and lift and then leave it up. See if you can turn it out. Turn it in. Turn it out. Turn it in. Moving with your breath. Out it goes. In it comes. Take it out. Take it in. One more. Out. In. Pause. Take it down. Feel what you've done. Go ahead and grab the block. We're going to do just a little bit more for Christy's hips right here. Okay. I want you to bring the block up as high as you can, but you're still squeezing it with your legs. Put your hands here. We've done this before. What this does is rotates the thighs. It's called an internal rotation. Okay. So push down. Squeeze the block. Push down. Let it move a little bit. Feel the thighs kind of widen. Is that okay in your tailbone? Okay. Breathe. You're squeezing the block, but you're pushing pressure on it going down. It creates this rotation of the thigh. Okay? And then release. Okay? Now, bring the block almost down. You want to still be able to grab it. This is an external rotation. Okay? Squeeze the block and try to pull the block up. You can feel how the inner thigh, you can get around here, you're squeezing the block. It does this with those legs. It finds that. Notice that when you do that, can you feel it clear up into your backs? It works clear up into the back. And release. Shake it out. So that's something you might want to add.
That's new and it's different.
That's new and it's different. It's like, that feels different. Yeah, normally to do an outward rotation, this is the rotation. This is taking it out. But when we work here, it's hard to keep it moving out. You try, in fact, take your feet wide. Just leave the block on your lap because we're going to use it one more time in just a minute. I would like you to push your feet down and just feel the knees widen. You got to go wider, bud. Yeah, you got to turn out. You can put the block down. That won't hurt. Yeah, make your feet go a little wider. Yeah. So that, and it's just pressure here. The problem is that's just moving out. When we pull that block up, it's like we're doing this and rotating this way. And these are our rotators. These muscles and these thighs are meant to move that way, but we hardly ever do it. The only time I see this done, you can stay down. The only time I see this done is like in a dance class and they're trying, and you tuck the tailbone, you're rotating out this way. It's not the very best thing for your hips because it flattens your low back. So, yeah, that's first position in dance. So, go ahead and grab your block again. This time, just bring it down. Let's put it between the shins. Anytime we use our muscles to hug in, we're trying to find, so here, it's in between your shins, right? You want to feel ankles and this part all the way up the thighs. Try to widen while you're squeezing the block. We call it shins in, thighs out. It creates space in the sacrum, in the low back. Okay, so squeeze it in. Your feet are working. Make sure they're pushing into the mat. Pull, squeeze it in, widen it out. Notice, ooh, I can sit a little taller when I do that. And then release. Bring it back up here again. We're going to do one more of all of them. Up high, squeeze the block, plant the hands, down. Notice what happens in the legs. Close your eyes and just pay attention. Turn in. As I'm pushing down with a lot of force, I can feel my thighs rotate. Okay, go ahead, keep it up. Here we go. Pull the block up. Squeezing it, pull it up. Squeeze it, your arms are working. Squeeze the block, pull it up, use your hands, and then release. And just shake it out. Okay. That's some fabulous hip work today. All right. Take one more just gentle twist to the side, both directions. Let's do more than one. Just come back and forth a couple of times. Be gentle. Breathe. Twisting. Fabulous work. I'm going to grab your bolsters for you. We're just going to lean up and over for our Shavasana today. Okay. Good. Yep. I'm just going to have you just kind of lean over it. Okay. Gently. Right. We're not going to, we don't always have to come. I've often done seated Shavasana. It takes more because my spine has to be erect. But we're just taking, will you bring this here, right? Bring your arms, lengthen through your spine, find your legs, and just let yourself, you can bring the arms across this bolster. Okay, I like to do chin, fist on fist, and then chin. Take some deep breaths. You will be opening the low back here. As you breathe, feel the low back expand. That's kidney breathing, guys. Did you know that 60% of our breath capacity in our lungs is actually into the back body? So you're not really moving forward and back. You're just going to try and find a place, pulling the bolster in, where you can pause and just breathe. That might be a real big stretch on the low back. If it's too intense, come up. You can come straight. I like to even here, what I like even better is to just turn my palms up so that I am supporting my neck. All of these are available to us. Let the breath be long and slow.
you might get to a point in the breath that you don't even think about it. This is the one and only place that it's okay to just let it go. And then deepen your breath. Sometimes the seated Shavasana needs to be a little shorter because of our backs. It's not as restful as when we lie down and do our windshield wipers. That one really will release the spine. However, rib cage and tailbone issues require adaptation. That's what we're always doing, guys. Go ahead and come back into a little bit of your cat-cow. You can leave your bolster right here and just find, right, the rotation, the forward and back. Maybe a little bit of that barrel roll. Both directions. And then pause, bring hands to your heart center. There is a divine light within each of us. I see your light, your goodness, your greatness, and I bow to that. Namaste. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Hey, hey, hey.
What do you need it actually?
Well,